Hey everybody, how are you? So I'm gonna see comments on my phone, and I see Connie and I see Jerry Dawson from Minnesota, Janet and Fancy Pants. How are you guys tonight? So Jerry, I'm from Minnesota originally, but that was a long time ago. So, oh, there. Hey, Mickey, how are you? Yeah, it seems like it's been forever, right? I know, it does. So, but we're back. We're back. So, although next week we won't be live next Tuesday, Selima is taking a much needed vacation. It is hot. Do you see how flushed my face is? This Icelandic heritage person can't take the heat, that's for sure. Hey, Deborah Hanson. Anyway, yeah, it's hot. And the store air conditioning is having a hard time keeping up. So I was like, why is it so hot? And I looked and the temperature said 80, but they have the air conditioner set to 77. So it's like it can't even keep up. But when I go home, it'll be nice and cool, because we all know the story behind that. That darn Greyhound can't take anything over 68 degrees. So, how's everybody? Some of you we got to see at the Long Beach Quilt Show this weekend, which was fabulous. We were at the Long Beach Convention Center for the International Quilt Show on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We were there Tuesday and Wednesday too, setting up, but it was fabulous. We got to see a lot of our friends, and we got to meet some new friends, so it was really good. So tonight we are going to do a quick, easy project, because we're busy this weekend, so I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So if you remember, we made a spring flag. I'm going to back up so you can see the whole thing. So this time we're making a summer flag, and this is out of glitter vinyl, and it's using everything that's built into the machine itself. So we're going to do our usual thing. We're going to draw first and then cut, and we're going to use the vinyl blade. We're going to remember to mirror image. So I think the first thing we'll start with is the summer fun. I'm going to actually cut it separately because it's fairly big design that might not all fit. So what this door said, my husband gets back from Duluth, Minnesota today. I'll pick him up at John Wayne Airport. All right. Well, John Wayne is a heck of a lot better than LAX. Oh my God, I hate LAX. I would love to never have to fly out of there again. So I have my silver glitter vinyl. So the key is, just as a reminder, with heat transfer vinyl, this actual shiny part is your carrier sheet. So you don't want to cut all the way through to that, and you want to put this face down on your mat. So let's change over to the overhead camera, and it's the standard mat tonight. Thank you, Fancy Pants. So I'm going to put my glitter vinyl down on there, and I'm going to use my brayer like always, my sweet brayer. And Selima's mat is still pretty sticky, but I'm a safety girl. This is more vinyl than we'll need, but that's okay. I'm going to use my R&K embroidery tape. Not sure what the official name of it is, but as you know, this tape is, or as I've said in the past, this tape is tackier than painter's tape, and painter's tape might peel off and attach to your rollers, and that'll mess up your scanning capabilities. Although you can take the roller out and clean it. Yeah, exactly, Doris. I'm like, they need to get another international airport. I'm supposed to go to Mexico in November, and I do not want to have to go out of LAX. I just hate that. And it's not getting any better. They don't have room to expand like some other airports have had. We're kind of limited on our space at LA. So I have it all there, and then now while I'm on my overhead, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to set up a universal pin holder. As you know, it's one of my favorite tools. So this is just the stand. We put the holder in the stand so we can take our Sharpie. Let me loosen up the pin. There, that loosens the stand. I'll put my pin in there until it touches the bottom. And I'm going to take this. Sorry. I'm going to take that and twist it until I make sure that pin is still moving. Alright, I gotta make it tighter. So I'll just pick it up and twist it some more. Alright, now it's in there good. Alright. So I'm going to take this over to the Scan and Cut. And my machine has fallen asleep. So I'm going to wake her up. And I'm going to touch the screen. Let me get out the stylus. I'm going to say OK. The carriage is going to move, and here we have our main screen. I'm going to load my mat. So remember, I draw first because that'll help me when I go to weed it. It'll make it easier. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to pattern. And I'm going to go to these built-in words. That's where I got the summer and the fun. So I'm going to scroll down and find fun. Oh, let me move the mic. You guys might not be able to hear me. All right. So I'm scrolling down and I'm looking for fun. There it is. And then I'm going to say set. I'm going to take it and move it down. We're going to resize that because I think it's bigger than what I wanted it. And then I'm going to select add. I'm going to go back to pattern. I'm going to go back to my words. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to go all the way down, and then I'm going to scroll back up and find summer. There we go. And say set. See, summer's a lot smaller than fun. All right. So let's get my design. Oh wait, I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to go regular fonts for this. So the fun didn't have an exclamation mark. So I think this kind of looks like the fun font. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to go to the numbers, and I'm going to just put in the exclamation point, say OK, and set. And I'll move the exclamation point down. We're going to resize it to be about the same size as our fun. So let me grab my ruler. So this flag that I used is a OESD blank. So my summer, well, I'll go back to the overhead for a second. There we go. So summer is about 10.5 inches, and it's about 3 inches high. And then, so let's go back and size that. Well, those measurements are in my brain. So I'm going to select summer, and I'm going to say edit. I'm going to say object edit, go into size, and the width, I want like 10.5. So let me look at my flag. Maybe I'll make it 10. Oh, there we are, 10. Look at the wrong numbers, look at the width. All right. So it's going to be a little smaller than the one I did, but that's okay. Oh, okay. Wants to be 10:01. Now I'm going to select fun. Go back to my overhead. And let's see how big fun is. Fun, just the fun, is 6 inches. So we'll do 6 inches. And then the explanation is about 2.5. Oh, you can't even see that, sorry. So fun is 6 inches and the explanation is about 2.5 tall. But we can fussy it when we get. Okay, let's go to improv, the scan and cut camera again. Okay. So this one was about 6 inches. So I'm going into my sizing and the width. Well, actually, I guess we may as well keep it this way. Yeah, we can keep it that way. So let's select the explanation and let's make that bigger. I think I said, what, 3.5? We want to make it about the same size as our fun. So 3.5. 3.5 looks good. Let's see. Let's say okay here, and let's maybe rotate that a little bit. So I'm just rotating it like 5 degrees. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to select the fun and the explanation point. I'm going to say okay. And okay, because I want to have them line up on the bottom. So I'm going to go to my move and select my alignment and align. I just want to move the explanation point down. No questions? Okay, let's go say okay. And with these two selected, I'm going to go to Object Edit and I'm going to group those two. I'll just make it easier if I have to move it around. Now what I want to do is I'm going to mirror image it, because remember we're on heat transfer vinyl. And mirror image summer. Alright, so now we can go ahead and scan our background in and see if I can move things a little together to conserve my heat transfer vinyl. Always want to conserve where we can, right? Okay. So I think I can move summer up a little bit. There we go. I can move fun up a little bit and over. That looks good. So I'm going to say okay. And then I'm going to go please select. And I'm going to draw. And see, it's only going to take 1 minute. So I know that the fill isn't selected. But let's say it's telling me it's going to take like 20 minutes. I would go back and I would go into edit and object edit, and I would touch this pen and make sure that fill is off. Because if you have the fill on, then it's going to color in the letters, and we don't need that. So I'm just going back out, and I'm selecting draw again. And then I'm going to just say start. Hello, Facebook user. How are you? Oh, well, that's cutting. I'm going to grab a scissor real quick. I mean, while it's drawing. They're cutting it. Thank you, Doris. All right, so we're drawn. I'm going to leave the mat right where it is because I don't want to move it because then I'll throw it off. I'm going to take my pin out, save it for later because we're going to draw again when we do the palm tree. And I'm going to put in my vinyl blade. If you don't have a vinyl blade, you can use your standard black auto cut blade. So I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to please select. I'm going to say cut. Now here's the most important thing. It says half cut. Anytime you're using vinyl, you want that half cut on. And you find that under tools. Page down, here's your half cut. When you're cutting vinyl, you want that on, okay? Because if you don't, it'll put too much pressure on it and you might cut through your mat. All right, so we're going to say start. This is only going to take 2 minutes. So a lot of kids are starting to go back to school. I think Selima's kids start the last week in August, I think it is. They probably have mixed emotions about that. It seems like summer went by so fast this year. But I'm ready for fall and hopefully cooler weather. Hopefully this winter we'll get some rain here. I know some parts of the country are getting a lot of rain, but we are not. Which is bad and sad. Oh, you're glad you're not in school anymore, Doris? I know. I hear you. I don't even think I could go back to college at this point. I went to college, but now I think if I went, I'd just fall asleep while they were lecturing. Wouldn't be good. All right, we're done. So I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to unload my mat. And I'm going to hit home because we don't need these designs. So it says, okay, delete all patterns. Remember, it deletes it off your workspace, not the machine. All right, let's go to our overhead. And get my flag out of the way. And we can take this off. So I bet you fancy pants you haven't been doing too much baking in this heat, huh? Yes, Doris, now you can pick what you want to learn, right? There are advantages to being an adult. Oh, I'm tell you what, I'm glad I'm not a kid going to school these days because they seem to have it a lot tougher. Why did you do the pin first, then cut? So Patsy, I did the pin because, see, now I know what I want to weed. Like, for instance, I know I need to take that out. You'll see when I weed, it takes a lot, makes it a lot easier. Now this design isn't real intricate, but some of the designs, like if you got the vinyl blade, there's some pretty intricate designs in there. So if you draw it first and then cut it, you can see what, you can visualize easier instead of just having to like roll your vinyl and look at it. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing though. Anytime you go to Canvas Workspace and you send something over to your stick, let's say, or straight to your machine, it's going to assume it's a cut file. So if you do it off of Canvas Workspace, you need to save it as a draw file and then a cut file. So to conserve my vinyl, I could have done a weeding box, but I'm going to just do it the old-fashioned way. One of these days I'll show you the weeding box. And I'll show you that when I do the palm tree. So I'm just going to cut these out separate because I'm not actually going to put it on a flag tonight. I was thinking maybe I'll put this on the back of a sweatshirt or something. So then I have this vinyl saved, so I can use that for a later project. So now to weed, I just grab corner. I know, it should be easier, right? Thank you, Patsy. I know, actually I can't take credit for the pin idea. Salima came back 1 year from convention with that idea. There we go. Got it started. So glitter vinyl generally doesn't really tear easily. So you can just pull it. But see how I don't have to look for those cut lines. I know where they are. Because other than that, you'd have to like bend it and try to find them. But when they're drawn on like that, they're super easy to find. And I like to like go from the top, work my way down like this with letters. So I'll show you a design I did. Hopefully I'll remember at the end. And I have been known to purchase some SVG files. And I'll show you one that I did that was a purchase. And it's pretty intricate, so you can even do this with adhesive vinyl. And with adhesive vinyl, that means it's sticky on the back. So what you do is you take, you put that on your mat right side up. Too hot for the oven to be on. I made, using the pizzle maker. Edible chocolate vanilla waffle balls. I know, I've been having ice cream. It's hot. There we go, there's summer. So see how easy that draw made it to weed it? And I saved these little bits. I don't have my pins with me today, but if you get the Pentel pins that are barrel, you can unscrew the bottom and put this glitter vinyl inside and make it super sparkly and pretty. All right, here's our fun. Same thing, I'm going to just start in the corner. Tonight the weeding's pretty easy. It's not too hard. And I just, on our little live here, I try to, most designs, I try to design them right within the scan cut itself and not use software. Last time we met, we had a design that I had done in software, but we posted the design for you that you could download it. So generally though, we do things that you can do right in the machine. Because there's a lot you can do right in the machine, as you can see right here. So there's our summer fun. Super cute, huh? And so now what we want to do is our palm tree. So let's get our mat back. And here's my glitter vinyl. I'm going to make it this blue, and once again, shiny side down. And I'm gonna brayer it once again. Slim is mad. I'm surprised it's staying as sticky as it is. I don't think so once my mats, I might have to do it to hers. Once my mats start losing their stick a little bit, I'll take a alcohol-free baby wipe and wipe it down and let it dry, and the sticky comes back. Hey, Mickey. Well, it's more fun to see your grandson. You can always go back and watch this. I still have to update the video list. I had great plans on doing that, but I was a little wiped out this weekend after doing the quilt show. I'm not as young as I used to be. Far from it. So, in fact, Sunday. Oh my God, my body was hurting. Okay, there we are. So let's go back. Oh, this is your first time watching? How often do we do the Scan Cut Lives? So we do it every other Tuesday. And then Salima, I don't know which sewing machine you have, or if you have one, she does features of the Baby Lock and Brother machines that have Design Center and IQ Designer, and she does projects on that. That's also a private group. But if you have one of those machines, you're more than welcome to ask to join those groups. She does some great tips too. So yes, we are doing it every other Tuesday. All right. So, and Patsy, you can go back. You know, I noticed, I don't know if it's doing it on the iPad or not, but on the phone, there used to be a tab called Guides. It's not there anymore, and that's where our videos are homed. So, yeah, I don't know what. Facebook made some changes. I don't know why, but the guides aren't there anymore. So I forgot to check on my iPad. I know I saw it on my computer. Oh, good, Patsy. So you already found her. She's excellent, isn't she? Yes, indeed. It always helps to have someone who can help you out. All right, so I'm going to go back to my other camera. Excuse me, I guess I better get a drink of water. So I think that's dry. Not only is it hot, but it's dry. Except sometimes in the morning it's muggy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and load my mat. And I put my pin back in. And we're going to do some designing for the palm tree. So once again, I'm going to go back into pattern. Now I have to hunt and peck and find the palm tree. I think it's in this pattern selection, and I think it's in this first page. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, there it is. Okay, there's a palm tree. And I'm going to say, okay. So the palm tree comes in 3 parts. And I could do just this outline here, but I don't really want the coconuts. So I'm going to bring in one at a time and say, okay. So the reason why they do this is you might want to make it out of 3 different colors. And I might want to have done that too, but I didn't. Oh, so the Android, it's under featured. Oh, that's good. So anyway, I didn't want to make mine all those different colors. So I'm going to say add. So I have a little plot of land there, and I'm going to add the palm tree and say okay, and say set. So what we want to do is we actually want this palm tree and this little plot of land to be one. So I'm going to go into edit. I'm going to go into move, and in move I can magnify it. And this brings the screen down. This moves whatever's selected. So let's come down. Let's come up a little bit. So I need to move it to the side, so that moves the screen to the side and this moves it down. And we want to focus in on this little land and the palm tree. Now when I did mine, you can't notice, but there's a little crook where the palm tree didn't join the land. Hi, Leanie. ooh. Yeah. I don't know when, sometimes in the mornings it's muggy. Okay, so I'm going to move my palm tree down. Oh, I don't want it down that far. A little carried away there. And let's move it up a little bit more. We just want it so that looks good. So let's see. See, mine, this part was up here a little bit. I think that looks good. Okay, so now here's what we want to do. We're going to say okay, okay, and we're going to go into Object Edit. Oops, sorry. We're going to go into Select. Sorry. This time I want to select everything, so I'm going to just touch that. That selects whatever's on the screen. Say okay. Now go into Object Edit. Now this button groups it. This button aligns. This button merges it. So it says, are you really sure you want to weld these together? Yes. So now you can see it's one. All right? So now I need to size that. Oh, you're in Santa Clara. It's cooler up there, yeah. So let's go to the overhead and see what size my palm tree was. So my palm tree, oh, it'd help if I turn the ruler the right way. I keep, I'm used to Quilter Select rulers where they have numbers on both sides. So it's 9 inches tall. So I'm going to just leave it proportional. I'm going to adjust the height to 9 inches. So I'm going to select it, the sizing, and I'm going to make the height 9 inches. Now it's really not necessary with the palm tree to mirror image it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oops. Oh yeah, I went 9 inches, right? Oh my gosh, brain fog. Say okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and mirror image it anyway, even though it's no biggie. I'm going to say okay. We're done designing. Now we're going to scan in our background and place our design on the mat. On our vinyl. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it seems like the summers keep getting hotter here. It used to be, in our area, you didn't need air conditioning, but over the years, it started, so you have to have it. So I just moved it, so it's in my area. So I'm going to say okay. And once again, I'm going to draw it first. And once again, it's only going to take 1 minute, so I know my fill's off. And also, I didn't turn it on. So, Leni, what were you bragging about? Anyway, Leni, sorry, I can't change cameras right now. Having technical issues, so. But thank you for pointing that out. All right, there we are. It's drawn. And now, see it says select next part? So the machine knows it's a, oh shoot. You're right, I did need to change camera, sorry. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So it says to select next part. That's because the machine knows this is a 3-part design. So it's thinking, hey, you don't have all the parts. Do you want to select the next one? But I don't. So I'm going to just say finish. And once again, I'm not going to do anything with my mat. I'm going to leave it on on the bed just as it is, because I don't want to move it because I'll mess everything up. Sorry about that, you guys. I should have had it. See, when you got fancy stuff, you just forget stuff. Okay, so I'm going to please select again. I'm going to say cut. And we didn't change anything, so half cut's still on, and we're going to say start. So see, you can make like cute little t-shirts for the kids, or for you, the adults. You could put this on a beach bag. Summer's almost over. Not too many more beach days left. So once again, it's like, hey, you know, this is 3 parts. Do you want to select the next part? But we don't. We're just going to say finish. And we're actually done, so we'll say home and okay to delete all. Because, as we know, it just deletes it off the workspace, not the machine. All right, so here we are. Now we can weed our palm tree. And it's drawn on there. So it makes it super duper easy. I didn't even have to use my weeding tool tonight. But, you know, brother has that whole set of tools. I can show you. Yeah, you know, Vicky, you're right. I mean, California, the water's always cold. Even the surfers wear wetsuits. I know the Caribbean or the Atlantic off of Florida is much warmer. Everybody thinks just because it's the ocean it'll be warm. Not true. It's cold. I guess we get the tides flow down here from up north, and that's why we have cold water. I know. It's so nice to, like in Florida, the water is so warm. In the Caribbean, it's so blue. Now the water here is not very blue, it's kind of a murky green. No, you're right, it doesn't need to be mirrored, Doris. I'm just trying to... Oh, I left some pink tape behind. That happens. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it back on the thing, because you can reuse it. Just being conservative with materials. It stays pretty darn sticky. So this is actually, R&K made it for embroidery tape to, like, say you're doing in the hoop projects and you're trying to tape something down so it doesn't come up and get, you know, mess you up. That's what this tape was meant for, but we found another use for it. I know Florida water is really warm. My husband worked for TRW, and he would go to Florida on launches, so we'd go down there. All right. I went to Sanibel. It's so pretty there. And plus, I love to collect seashells. And Sanibel is a great place to do that. Okay. We are ready to weed. I'm not even going to bother to... I could cut around here and save some... How do I do I will cut around a little bit and save some of this vinyl. Because you never know, like if you're making jewelry or something, these little bits come in handy. Oh, you know what? I forgot I was going to show you the weeding box. Oh well. Never mind. Some other time. There's more projects to come. I have the next project in mind. Alright. So we'll go ahead and weed this guy. I did, I of course had to buy the vinyl blade because you know you just gotta have it, right? So, and the vinyl blade comes with designs. I can't remember offhand how many designs it comes with, but one of them is a whale, and it's got like that Zentangle type design to it. So it's pretty intricate, and I was so glad that I drew it out because I was still leaving a little confused. But sometimes if you need to, you can have a picture of the end product in front of you so you can kind of see. Because like with that whale, there's inside and outside designs, and some of the inside the whale, some of that's meant to stay in and some's not. So it can get a little confusing. I think the palm tree would be cute in like a bright lime green, but I didn't have any. So I just made do with what I had. All right. So here's, like I said, I'm not going to glue it down, but like this. I would, if I had to do mine over again, I'd bring the palm tree higher up. So I would have brought the palm tree to like here. And you would just press down on this. And then take it to your iron or heat press, and usually it comes with instructions, your vinyl, about the heat settings. But generally for heat transfer vinyl, it's like 320 degrees for 15 seconds, something like that. And then usually you peel the transfer tape off while it's still warm. So Leanie made a vinyl shirt for my grandson today with Bulbasaur. Love working with the vinyl blade. I know, the vinyl blade is so cool. Very cool. So let's change to my front facing. All right. Oh, look at my hair. It's messy. So I wanted to show you this design. It says Witch's Brew. So it's even, this was before I had the vinyl blade, but these cuts are so, I even lost part of the design because the cuts were so intricate. But see, I drew it first before I before I cut it. So the weeding was just that much easier. So my friends, a summer flag on a hot summer night. I think I'll go home. I don't drink margaritas or anything like that, but I might go home and have like an iced latte or something like that. Sounds good. So yeah, it's a fun design and it's right in your machine. No reason to go out and buy designs, but you can. Oh, you mean my Witch's Brew is a fun design? Yeah, that was a fun design. Not even sure where I got that from. Thank you, Fancy Pants. Yeah, and it has a crow on it. There's the crow. I like crows. Crows are my friends. Sweet tea, yeah. Sweet tea. I know, just something cold to drink. Because I know when I get out in that car, it's going to be hot in my car. So that's all I have tonight, my friends. Don't forget to post your projects. But you know, I have a lot of questions that people have asked, but I didn't post them because sometimes it's hard to verbalize the answer. So one of these nights I'm gonna have to go through those questions And one of the Tuesday night sessions, we'll have to start answering them. I feel bad because they're probably like, well, she didn't even answer my question. But I think I need to give you the answer visually. So that's why. So don't feel discouraged if I don't answer your questions. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I think I should do it visually. All right, my friends, you have an excellent evening. Stay cool wherever you are and stay safe. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. All right, everybody, you take care. Have a great night. Bye.